Hey, it's Alan and Kaylee with the Warrior of the Week. We're here today with Tech Sgt. Maurice Brown. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing great. So, where are you from?
Originally, I am from Jersey City, New Jersey.
Okay. This is kind of a long ways.
This is definitely a long ways, but not the furthest I've been away from home.
What's the furthest you've been away from home?
It depends on which direction you go. It could be Qatar or it could be South Korea.
In my brain, those are both in the same direction. So that's pretty cool. So, of all the places that you've been, what's your favorite?
My favorite, I never thought I would ever say, was Utah.
Really?
I spent 5 years in Utah, and I miss it.
Okay. Is it very different climate-wise from Utah to Oklahoma?
Yes and no. I mean, Oklahoma feels more so like you get all 4 seasons, where Utah it feels like you get 2.5 seasons.
2.5. So winter, summer, and maybe a little bit of fall?
Winter, summer, and half winter.
Half winter. Winter light. I like it. So you are a tactical aircraft maintenance craftsman.
Yes.
Would you explain that to me a little bit?
So that's the long Air Force term for
Okay.
it, but we call ourselves fighter crew chiefs for short, or legacy fighter crew chiefs.
Okay.
It means I'm a jack of all trades on fighter aircraft. I am supposed to know a little bit about everything, but I don't specifically master anything on paper.
Okay. All right. What's your favorite part about that?
My favorite part about it, it sounds cool.
It does sound cool.
really cool to tell people that's what I do. But also, it's nice to be the guy to point to an aircraft and be like, I really know that better than I know my car.
That's kind of my favorite thing about my job, too. It sounds really cool. I'm on the radio.
Now, Maurice, you say legacy fighter crew chief, and you really don't know all that much about. But isn't that just military code word for if you told us what you knew, you'd have to take us out back and make us disappear?
If I answered that question,
See,
that
exactly.
wouldn't be wise.
So, exactly. So I'm just simply saying, but I do get it. So you get to work on the F-16s, the A-10s, the ones that, so that's what a legacy fighter would be, the ones that have been around for a while.
Yes, the fourth gen.
If the Raptor lands or a Lightning, you're out.
I'm out.
Yeah, so, all right.
I have to phone a friend.
Phone a friend.
A typical day for you, obviously the F-16 and the A-10, they don't land every day, but when they show up, it's very obvious. They're noisy. They drop in there. Well, as a legacy fighter crew chief, what's your job when an F-16 lands? What would be a typical? Are you there for anything they need, or are you repairing things, or is it maintenance as well? I guess is what I'm asking.
So that right there, there's actually a lot to answer that question. So it all depends, because as a crew chief, we have many positions. So when an aircraft lands, yes, a crew chief is a person that recovers that aircraft, inspects that aircraft, we look over any and everything. We try to find any type of discrepancies with the aircraft and fix the ones that require fixing so it can fly, and we'll delay the smaller, minor repairs that won't really bother anything, but we identify what needs to be done.
And every base they land on, there's a crew chief doing the same thing every time they land, right?
Every base that a military aircraft lands on, there is a crew chief.
Yeah, because you got to make sure it's safe for the next flight. Single. And so out at Vance Air Force Base, this is the part we never talk about. There are people on the ground every day inspecting every plane before it ever takes off.
Yes.
On every single aircraft.
Yes.
So yeah, good for what you guys do. We don't give the crew chiefs enough kudos. We always talking about the pilots but you guys they don't get in the plane until you say it's time to get in the plane. You're their boss on the ground.
It's funny.
A lot of people don't know that. I know that.
It's funny that you say that, because one of the things my recruiter told me to get me to join the Air Force is you get your name on the side of the plane and you get to tell a pilot when he can or can't fly the aircraft.
That's right.
And that was a loaded truth. But it was true.
I mean, technically, you could tell a general, sir, you can't take off, but there's going to be things to pay once he gets out of the plane.
It's going to be, you better have a very good reason why you're telling him he can't.
How long have you been in the Air Force?
Total, right now, I am at 14 and a half years.
Wow. Are you going to go for the full, is it 20 for retirement?
It's 5 years, 7 months, and 3 weeks, but no one's counting.
No one's counting. I got 35 minutes and yeah. Okay. What's your plan after that?
My plan after that. So actually, I plan on being an airline pilot after that.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm actually working on my pilot's license right now.
Wow. Really are a jack of all trades. Just going to do it all. So what do you do? What do you do in your free time?
In my free time, normally I wrestle with my 3-year-old, argue with my 13-year-old, or I'm studying, trying to fly, and maybe sneaking in a video game or two.
Oh, okay. I think that's a pretty good work-life balance.
Where do you take the lessons at for flying? You do Woodring or?
No, actually, I take the lessons down at Chickasha Airport. I drive 2 hours for flight lessons, each lesson.
So, how long have you been at Vance?
I've been at Vance for about 1.5 years now.
I think that's long enough to explore Enid, kind of discover a favorite thing.
My favorite thing about Enid is everything I need is close.
Yes.
I compare Enid to my last duty station, which was the Mojave Desert, and everything's not close there.
No, I can't imagine that it is.
It takes me 8 minutes to go to Walmart or a grocery store, whereas it took me 45 minutes before.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm actually from the Panhandle, so I know a little something about that, actually. I started to be like, I can't imagine. I can. I wouldn't want to go back to it, that's for sure.
I don't miss that at all.
No. Do you have something?
I'm right there with you. 30 minutes to get to a town that just had a doctor. And forget Walmart. It's just this thing, but it had, or a gas station or a stoplight.
Yeah. I don't miss the desert at all.
So if you could put one thing in Enid that we don't already have, what would it be?
Competition.
Oh.
Competition. I like Walmart. Don't get me wrong. But Target's cool too.
I'm right there with you. If I could bring anything to Enid, it would be a Target. Absolutely. 100%.
Yes, I need competition.
You just need Target.
Well, Maurice, we appreciate what you're doing, and I hope you're having a good time here in Enid.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you guys having me here today.